are the
2012 crew of the
SPNN
2012 crew of the SPNN
Youth Intern
Program.
Well, we met for 7 weeks. We learned how to put a documentary together. We learned how to use cameras. And we also learned how to use the software Final Cut.
We visited 3 local sites to be the core of our documentaries. We visited Jewish Community Action, Cycles for Change, and Youth in Transition, and we made groups based off of which topic we were more interested in.
We went to the Orway Summer Dance and learned how to deal with cameras live and different people and moving all the equipment and getting interviews.
What's my favorite part?
Working with all different sorts of people.
Helping them make their documentaries.
Yep, it's real fun, yeah, we have good energy. Had 7 weeks to make some documentaries. Everything we make is based on community, giving you the voice so we all have unity. We learn about each other and ourselves along the way. Build each other up, excited for the next day. Yep, we do this, cameras in the mix. Youth Intern Program, other known as YIP. Other known as YIP. Other known as YIP.
Probably partying.
What are they up to?
Might have some kind of personal issue at home. Parents might be going through something.
They should be at home. They should not be hanging on no street corners.
tiempo para dedicarles a ellos.
You can't really judge somebody by the way that they look.
I have to say, I'm assuming they're up to no good sometimes.
They're up to no good. And you call the cops. Quick.
You gotta be up to something bad.
Up to no good.
Misguided or don't have any structure.
They either try to rob somebody or they trying to fight somebody, beat somebody up.
Being dumb, they know they ain't go to school, they're silly as hell.
I was 11 years old when I got on the streets.
When I got on the streets, I was like 7.
I was like 9.
10, 11.
15, 16.
15.
12.
Streets mean everything to me. The streets is my home. That's where I feel comfortable.
The streets really don't mean nothing, really.
It was just the way I grew up.
That's all I know.
I don't even know, to be honest.
I had to be on the streets, that's where I live.
That's where I feel comfortable at, and that's where my family is.
Gotta provide for myself.
Because if I get off the streets, then the enemies ain't trying to hear, oh, I'm trying to get a job, I'm trying to do good. They still gonna be focused on the bad things I did in the past. So if I change, no matter what, they still gonna be on that with me, so.
That's what the type of neighborhood we was in. I was just surrounded by a whole lot of negativity.
I ain't really had no family out here.
Wasn't nothing to do. That was all we knew from people we've been around before, older people, so it was just easy to get caught up in it.
I was born into it.
I grew up around it.
Most of my family was doing it, so to me it was just the thing to do.
Seeing my oldest brother and family members in the streets.
Losing friends. Why was I losing friends? They was getting killed. Couple getting killed, couple going to jail for the rest of their life, so.
Life or death.
Getting shot at, a lot of stuff. Getting jumped, prison, and getting locked up all the time. Jail, shootings, probation.
It's always something that happens to keep me on there.
Everyday challenges.
There's people that label you and people that don't.
I don't know, that's their opinion. Not so good. Not so good, man. You know, you don't want to be labeled as a bad guy out here.
People label me by, you know, being with a certain group, you know, fighting.
They say I ain't gonna be nothing when I grow up. I'm gonna be in jail or dead.
The police terrorize us. They mess with us. If you ask me, I think they a gang themselves.
I got stopped just for riding a bike, but at the same time, when I was getting stopped, it was somebody else riding a bike, but they didn't get stopped.
Getting pulled over every day, they still messing with you. Pull up on you if you're standing outside, search you, stuff like that.
The police had a car pulled over, and it's the same police officer that harassed us all the time. And he just grabbed me, and then he pulled me forward, and his partner elbowed me in my eye. And then that's how I got this little gash right here. And my face was just bleeding real bad, and I started getting lightheaded and stuff. And then, I don't know, they was trying to make up a story, like why he elbowed me, so they made up a lie and said I got into a car accident.
It's more how people react to what they see or what they assume people would do.
Innocent bystanders, they be getting hit too, but people don't just go out whooping on the community. It's always a personal thing.
The crowd I be with, we be terrorizing things sometimes.
Because people get influenced by weed smoke, gang banging, like everybody want to be like everybody. There's no leaders. Everybody want to follow behind the next person. You might know how to think for themselves these days.
What would change if I got off the streets?
Like what would change in my life? Oh, I don't know. I'll probably be more focused on school. Again, probably be working right now.
Probably a better life, you know. Do better things. I'll make my grandma proud and whatnot.
My name is Jamar Shaw, and I work for the City of St. Paul Parks and Recreation. I was actually an active gang member. The challenge I faced, everybody would turn their back on me because they thought I was from the streets. They thought that, you know, there was no change in me. They thought that I couldn't be nothing but a street person, a gang member. And it was like a lot of people didn't feel safe just because I was a gang member. So it was hard, man. It was a lot of things that I faced growing up, being on the streets or whatever. I got off the streets by first joining a program that was offered by the City of St. Paul called Youth in Transition. They opened the door, gave me an opportunity for a job and to change my ways and kind of help me out with my future. So I decided to choose that over staying on the streets. In reality, when I started working and I started to change, I started to feel like, you know, it's more of the people. So I was worried about the community more than myself after I started working, because I started to see, like, these kids see me, these parents see me. So it makes a difference when outside people see you and then they finally, some people accept you, some don't. But when the people that do accept you, it make you want to keep going forward. A lot of my friends that I was involved with were kind of upset. They felt like it was supposed to be forever. They felt like we was always supposed to be gang members and it would never change and that's all we were going to be. But after a while, I just started to go my own way. I strayed away. So really it was kind of hard with my friends, but it was easy because I was my own man. We actually reach out to neighborhood kids, youth that are facing like adversity, kids that are, you know, somewhat involved in court systems.
And Youth in Transition is basically like everybody come at a certain time, so you gotta be on time or else you can't come in.
We meet every Saturday. We tell how everybody week is.
Talk about different problems, helping each other out.
We'll go into the theater. Then we have our group meeting, make sure we had a good week. And if we didn't, we gotta stay after.
We hoop, you know, plan my day out, get focused, you know, we eat. Some just come up here just to see each other because we don't see each other too much when we working and we ain't kicking it like we used to. So.
Just chill like a little get together.
My name is Stephen Randall, and I'm Assistant Director with St. Paul Parks and Rec, but I'm also co-founder of Youth in Transition. There was a guy that would come around from the Boys and Girls Club, and me and all my friends would hang out, and we were doing some negative stuff. And then he kept coming around and saying, you know, can you guys play basketball? Can you do, you know, can you play football? And we'd be like, yeah, and then blow him off. So me and a buddy of mine decided, you know, to shut this man up, we're gonna go to the Boys Club just to shut him up. So we went, and we liked it. To me, it was something that changed my life, and then because of that, like I said, it just started me in the thought of, I wanna do youth work and I wanna help kids, like this man helped me. Starting this program, I seen that the community was changing and nobody was helping some of these children, so that's kind of what motivated me. Just being real and understanding where they're coming from and understanding their stories when they tell me their stories. So each individual kid has a story. So I'll listen to their story and we try to build from that story, you know, and try to just let them see that there are positive things that can come out of this. But if you believe in yourself and you believe that you are going to be capable of advancing or getting opportunities, then you're going to, you know, move up. We got kids with GEDs that would have probably never finished school, young men that are working. I think the biggest thing is that we've created an atmosphere where these kids believe that there are opportunities for them and that they're not throwaways, where people make them believe that they're not worth anything. And I think that with this program, we've helped them understand that they are not throwaway people, our children.
Change. You gotta change or you just gonna, it leads to two things, dead or in jail.
Every day a challenge, so you just gotta change your life around. Do what you wanna do, don't be no follower.
There's no life, there's no happy ending to being involved with gangs or being on the streets. I mean, it's two roads, either dead or in jail.
The roads will register, that means the people change. So let that register and don't repeat the same. We need a revelation, we need the dedication, we need the motivation, we need an education. See, life is delicate, that I can testify. We gotta spread our wings and learn to touch the sky. Don't let one intercept your mind's intellect. You know what's wrong from right, you feel it in your chest. You know that time's ticking, no time for Scottie Pippen. I mean no time for bull, I know what's hard, this life is sinning. You know what's wrong from right, you blessed to have this life. See, passions let it fade, cause people change. It's a give and take world, what you want, you better grab it. The world won't change until we change our habits. Yeah, we are the future, it's simple and plain. The world needs change, we are the change.
Let's see what we're doing later. We're going to do a little famous tune here. You guys all know this. It's called Jump, Jab, and Wheel.
The event is about learning how to dance, different styles of social dance, bringing it to the community.
Tonight's theme is swing dance, so we have Arthur Murray teaching the dance, and then later on we'll have the Riverside Swing Band playing the music, and it's a lot of fun.
And it's just about bringing the community together and letting them know there's different programs that the Ordway does other than just the traditional theatricals or an opera.
My favorite part about summer dance is seeing people from all walks of life, different backgrounds coming together to learn a new form of dance and just have fun and socialize with each other.
My favorite kind of dance? I really like salsa.
I like any rhythm dancing. I like salsa the best. I seem to be able to do that the best, yeah.
The polka?
I don't know. Funk was a blast though.
Salsa to this music? Let's see.
Do I think of dancing? I dance, but on my trike.
And then you're supposed to be able to turn in a circle, but I forget that part. This is all my 9-year-old grandma taught me.
My name is Wally Wonka, and I'm the ice cream man. And sometimes when I do the balloon animals, I teach folks how to do them. First you make the head, and then you make the ears. Whether it's a giraffe or a dog or a cat or a mouse, first the head, then the ears, then the neck, then you make the front feet, next is the body, and the rest make the back feet and the tail. So depending on the dimensions of the animal, head, ears, neck, it's just how you do it.
You come here a lot?
Yeah.
What do you like about it?
Jazz music.
Are you a dancer?
I like dancing.
He's better than I am. That's why I drug him out, so that he could teach me how to be good.
Yeah, we love dancing. We do a lot of it. I like to dance, but he doesn't know how to dance very well. So we're going to take some lessons, and next summer we'll be dancing.
Can you swing dance?
A little.
Should we try it?
Okay.
All right, let's try it. So it's 6. Oh wait, okay. 6-step maneuvers.
1. Why'd you come up here?
To support my daughter, who has her first job. She asked me to come to make sure that everything was good. I wanted to watch her work.
Yay!
This is my bass named Stella.
Do you dance by any chance?
I can dance a little bit, but there's a reason I'm in the band.
That is very nice.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, you don't know, 'cause you're not from here, and you don't eat cheese, and you don't drink beer. Well, you're not polite, and you're not uptight. Well, I declare, I can't believe my ears, but I think that I heard you swear. Hey, hey, it's the Midwest way, hey, not to ever say, hey, what you really think is all we say, hey, let's start to next time we might.
I have pretty hair, don't I? Thank you, ma'am.
Now, do you know what funk dance is? I didn't know before we went.
Absolutely. I'll be here all night. Line up.
My name is Adrian.
My name is Rashawn.
My name is Joseph.
And my name is Max.
And we created this documentary to learn more about the light rail that is being built in St. Paul. We interviewed a variety of people in the community to learn more about their opinions on the coming light rail. Let's check it out. Enjoy the show.
My name is Jason Tansman. I'm the Development and Outreach Director at Cycles for Change.
My name's Andy Driscoll, and I was the first community organizer for the District Council's Collaborative of St. Paul, Minneapolis.
My name is Barb Thoman, and I'm the Director of Transit for Livable Communities.
My name is Erica Straight, and I am a chef.
Well, my name is Doug Gardner, and I'm the owner of the hobby shop here, Scale Model Supplies.
We think a lot about sustainable transportation, healthy transportation. How do people move around? How do people get around, especially when they don't have the funds or the ability to own their own car? So we think that there are a lot of great ways to move around in this city. People can walk, people can ride a bicycle, people can take the bus, people can take the light rail train.
In this day and age, you had to come up with something to stop the proliferation of traffic and to give people who are transit dependent a better way of moving back and forth between the two downtowns of Minneapolis and St. Paul.
I think you rewind 60 years ago, you look at the construction of Interstate 94 and the impact it had on the historic Rondo community.
Well, the negative was the fear, particularly in the black community, that this would be another I-94 destruction of the Rondo neighborhood that occurred in the mid-60s.
I think when you look at the development of the Central Corridor light rail train line, I think there are some significant injustices that are very clearly seen and have been acknowledged nationally. I think the initial development of the train had it stopping every half mile in the western section, west of Snelling, had stopping very regularly every half mile, every quarter mile in downtown St. Paul, and then stopping every mile between Western Avenue and Snelling.
Another concern about all this was what was going to happen to the property values, not just along University Avenue where small businesses could be either priced out of their places, but that residences along the corridor, half a mile either side of the corridor, would be thrown essentially into bankruptcy because their property taxes would rise higher than they could afford to pay.
There's already a couple businesses just in our neighborhood have had to go under as a result of the lost business and lost revenue coming about from construction.
If I have any doubts about the complete success of this project, it was that I thought, really, frankly, we were going to retain more parking along the avenue for small businesses, especially restaurants and other small retailers.
Again, even though it has the potential to benefit people who don't own cars, people who don't have access to affordable, reliable transportation, I think there's a lot of suspicion against new investments happening without real community input.
I think it's a waste of taxpayers' money. We've seen a decrease in business, I would say approximately 10% in sales. I'm not as affected as much as others because I'm a half a block away from University Avenue and we have our own parking, whereas other businesses that are in this building are suffering more so because they don't have any parking. I believe that with the light rail being here, will not create any more business for me because this was a bus line and will continue to be a bus line also. So any customers that were coming by bus, or in this case light rail too, would already have taken the buses. I have not experienced anything like this except the light rail in combination with the economic downturn that's going on right now it's kind of like a double hit in a sense. I've seen my sales go down due to the economics that are going on, and then the light rail coming up, making the congestion for customers to be able to get to our location.
I chose to move into this location because when the light rail is finished, it will be a boost to our business, and also I really enjoy the neighborhood, the community, and this location to me really was a good spot. There's a lot of artists in the area. I have a lot of great neighbors, so yeah. When I was looking at this space, the light rail is completed up to here, you know, like there isn't a lot of the construction, the heavy construction that's further down, you know, the street. And to me, I felt like it's not difficult to get here. It's just right off of 280. The positive thing is that when the light rail is finished, even more traffic will be coming into this area. So that to me seemed like a plus. I think that it, in the long run, is going to benefit.
A bunch of community leaders and organizers came together for what they call the Stops for Us Coalition, which was all about, they identified 3 missing stops. There's 3 places where there should be stops. It was Western, it was Victoria, and it was Hamlin Avenues.
The community really came together to talk about solutions for this entire project.
And built a really powerful movement that says, We're willing to support this transit line, but it needs to benefit these communities. We need to change our actions. We need to walk more, we need to ride bicycles more, we need to get out of our cars, we need to do things that get us active. I think public transportation helps us do that. I think it's one piece. I think public transportation investments need to be done in a way that benefit all riders and all communities and cannot be done on the backs of poor people and people of color.
We got started, the organization began back in 1996 when a group of volunteers got together and said, how come they're building light rail in all these cities around the country and we're not building it here? When we began, people said it was too early, it was too late, it was too cold here, people wouldn't ride it. People here do want expanded public transit. The trains will be very frequent. During the rush hour, they'll be every 10 minutes. Because the trains don't get caught in traffic like cars and buses on the street, you'll be pretty much guaranteed that if you take the train, you'll be on time. Because trains have low floor boarding, if you're somebody with a baby stroller, groceries, someone who is in a wheelchair, it's much easier to get on the light rail than it is to board a regular bus.
I think the Central Corridor Light Rail train has the potential to significantly benefit this community and in the entire city of St. Paul and the metropolitan area. Light rail and investments in public transportation really helps us build a community that will thrive in the 21st century. Gas prices are going up, fewer people can afford cars. We're warming our planet with our fossil fuel consumption, so we know that we need to change our habits to be more sustainable. You look at rates of type 2 diabetes, obesity, heart disease, especially in low-income communities and communities of color. Our culture of driving, our sedentary lifestyles are killing us.
And in addition to that, we have air quality problems, we have very significant concerns about climate change, and the more people that we get walking, biking, and using public transit, the better off the region will be, the better for our health, for the air we breathe, runoff that goes into our lakes and rivers, all of those environmental benefits that sometimes we don't associate with public transit, but that are very real.
Thanks for watching our documentary. We learned that the light rail will help a lot of people when it's done, but also there's a lot of controversy that comes with it. In the end, we think it will play an important part in the community.
How to work with the cameras and how the right lighting will work and whatnot.
Finding like the perfect shot and perfect frame for every situation and different heights for people.
The steps of using the camera and video production.
Be able to work properly in a work environment.
Working together with my group.
Learning how to interact with different people in a work environment.
It's how to work with others in a group project.
That editing is really fun.
Editing's fun.
The ability to make documentaries.
Learn how to use the cameras correctly so you can have good footage.
To soak up all the information and try to use it in the future.
Learn everything well and then enjoy their time.
Listen to your counselors, or else you really get confused. Notice how much time you have left. Like, make sure to count the days that you have left because it can sneak up on you.
I guess basically communicate and never procrastinate on your work.
Don't waste any time.
Do your work.
Spend a lot of time brainstorming interview questions. Those are really important. Learning how to ask interview questions.
Have fun.
Have fun.
To have fun.
Have fun.
In our neighborhoods, as we walk, drive, or bus, we see lots of foreclosed homes. These homes, which used to house families, are now open to crime. The families who used to live in them are forced into an unstable position of renting or even can become homeless, which may have a negative effect on their future and their futures of their communities.
There are a couple of things that led to the surge in foreclosures in recent years. One thing is deregulation. The federal government backed away from effectively regulating banks and instead took this, what should be a fundamental right and a secure right of housing and shelter for people, and placed that housing market on the shifting sands of a casino economy. Definitely Frogtown, Summit University, East St. Paul were highly impacted, along with the north side of Minneapolis. Another factor that led to a surge in foreclosures is related to this was steering, right? So Wells Fargo just entered into a settlement with the U.S. Department of Justice where they're going to pay over $175 million to African American and Hispanic homeowners across the country who were steered into loans that were more expensive than what they should have qualified for, and were also given subprime loans that are sometimes adjustable rate mortgages or with a prepayment penalty with abusive features, even if the borrower could have qualified for a regular loan that wouldn't have been as expensive or risky.
So we learned from Dave Snyder that deregulation of banks by the U.S. government in the early 80s gave banks the freedom to steer people toward riskier mortgage loans. This paved the way for an increase in foreclosures, which research shows happen more often in communities of color.
A lot of people think the victims are to blame for losing their homes, so we went out to talk to them to get the real story, and here's what they said.
My name is Shadina. I am a mother of 4, and I also have a wonderful husband. 4 years since May of 2008. April of 2012. Devastated, scared. This is my home. We are a very family-oriented household. We do lots of things. We have barbecues. We have Thanksgiving dinner here. We have Christmas dinner here. If anybody needs a place just to sleep, they're always welcome to come here. They have a hard time returning your calls or answering questions, being respectful to you, and as you're trying to find out more of what and how you can do anything to save your home. Don't give up. Hold on. It's your home.
After a valiant fight of 6 years, lost my house a year ago in this past June, and just last month found out that the house had actually, after sitting for a year plus empty, had sold for $40,000, and even as they were kicking us to the curb, they continued to request $335,000. Never felt like I was stupid. I've certainly thought about who I will trust in the future, since that was also a big part of it. Someone that I did trust, whose children I, had been in my program at the Minneapolis YWCA, etc. But there wasn't any way that I was not going to tell my story and be involved in a very, very public fight.
Despite the current foreclosure crisis and the tough situation that homeowners face, the future isn't entirely bleak. Thanks to the effort of various organizations like Occupy Homes Minnesota and Jewish Community Action, at-risk homeowners have a chance to fight back against the banks and save their homes.
What we're about to do today is go do some targeted door knocking. So we get a list of folks that have a sheriff's sale coming up, which that means that their home, they've fallen behind on the mortgage, the monthly mortgage payments, and the bank is moving to sell their house. A couple have already been torn down. This greenhouse here was was vacant for a long time, and it looks like now they actually got a building permit, so maybe someone's rehabbing it, but it had been vacant for a very long time. And this is kind of just step one of the process. So like Maggie was saying, we aim to continue these relationships and stay working with the homeowners, supporting them in any ways we can.
The constituent's home was sold at auction in March of 2012. The constituent only owed about $20,000 on the mortgage and did not know that her home was going to be sold because she had been working with the bank and believed that they were coming to a solution pending a payout on her disability payment. She was willing to cash out her retirement to save the home. Anyway, we wrote letters, we did what we could to help, others did too. We're not a solo act, we like working together with other people. But the net result is after our letter asking for a rescission and the help of others, the constituent was offered an opportunity to get the home back, and she's made payments and now owns her home outright.
As you saw, the Commerce Department, the Commerce Commissioner regulates and oversees a wide swath of Minnesota's economy. And we put at the very top of what we do consumer protection.
Overall, the economy in St. Paul, Minnesota has gone through a very tough time in the last few years. We all know that.
Many of you who are out there working hard every day, you're getting money in, but those predatory lenders and other folks can't wait to get their hands on your money and take it.
This has been a terrific forum. I sponsored it and worked with Congressman Ellison. We wanted to have a forum on foreclosure and predatory lending issues, to hear stories, to tell people we're available to help and assist them, and what we're working on in order to help people in difficult times.
Anybody who tells you that our economy is going to be better if people in the industry have fewer rules to go by and fewer taxes to pay is basically telling you that they're willing to allow you to be the victim of all that, and it will cause societal harm to our whole economy.
I really want people to be financially literate, meaning understand your finances, understanding banking. You really need to know why you're asking for the loan, what you're using it for, and to make sure that it's fair.
I think especially in older generations, my generation and older generations, we don't have enough contact with each other across the racial divisions. Those attitudes work themselves into all these arenas of life. And if we're going to challenge them, not only do we need better policies and better regulations for banks, for governments, for businesses, we also need to be able to bring people together when they're young to overcome just those basic attitudes.
From this project, we learned about the importance of financial literacy when making important financial decisions and the power people have when they work together to change their future.
This is the police. Open up.
Who is it?
The police. You two, come with me. Who ate the birthday cake? There are 2 suspects, but no one wants to talk. You, come with me.
It wasn't my fault. It all started
started when Destiny and I got up this morning.
It was a normal morning. Another morning of me having to defend myself from that monster. We brushed our teeth, walked down the stairs to get breakfast, and she just pushed me. We walked to the kitchen, and there it was, the birthday cake. We had an intense stare, and I went for it. And what did she do? She choked me. She choked me. Left me hurt and without anything to eat. And I just had to lay there and watch her eat it.
There wasn't anything I could do to stop her.
That's your side of the story. Destiny's up next.
It wasn't my fault. Whatever she said is a lie. She's a cold case liar. It all started one morning. It was our typical morning. We woke up to the alarm, and the first thing she does is hit me. We go to brush our teeth. Well, I try, but she continues to abuse me. We go down the stairs to the kitchen to get breakfast. As we go to the kitchen, we saw it. It was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. A birthday cake with dignity. We run to the chairs, and as we do, we have a stare down. She threatens me with her eyes. I reach for the birthday cake, and she just attacks me. She smacks me to the ground. I had nothing. I was out of hope and without a cupcake. She took it and ran and ate it as I lie there in pain. And that's what happened. That's the truth.
Your mother had me come to test your honesty. And pretty much...
You're both grounded.
I'm sorry. Say you're sorry. I'm sorry. Okay.
Hey, there's no crying in jail.
There's nothing you can do in jail. I don't want to be here anymore.